Hello everybody, welcome to the first ever edition of the NANTICOKE Newsroom and Zoo. We'll get to the zoo later, but first, today is another reason why small town America is awesome and Nanticoke is the greatest city in the world. And the second being New York and the third being Sydney, Australia. But anyway, know why? Because Nanticoke isn't afraid to parade. Yes, with St. Patrick's Day parades being canceled all over the country, Pittston, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton taken away from us again this year, possibly going to be in September. We had a parade in Nanticoke today. All through our streets, the residential streets of Nanticoke. And what was this parade for, you ask? It was for my great Aunt Marge, for her 95th birthday. So the stupid COVID-19 virus, coronavirus, had her on lockdown for over a year. She hasn't been out of her house more than 5 times, like in an entire year. And my sister decided, after her planning a big 90th birthday party for her 5 years ago, to have a birthday parade for Aunt Marge, who is 95 and doing great. And here's some of the beautiful video from today. Nanticoke coming out in support of Aunt Marge. Thanks, Blake. So today wasn't the most ideal day for a parade. It was cold and it was windy, so all of our decoration plans were hampered, but we still tried our best. And it was sunny. And the sun totally screwed up my plans on videoing this parade because it was beating down so brightly that I could not see the screen on my video camera. So, well, here's what happened. I freaking forgot to put the flap up. So, I wanted to use my good camera that I filmed the Nanticoke Newsroom with every night to film today's birthday parade for Aunt Marge. So I had it ready, and as they turned the corner, ready to approach the house, I hit record, and I wanted to capture Aunt Marge's reaction with this camera. And I hit the button, and I'm recording. My sister drives by, the first car, honking at Aunt Marge. She's surprised. I capture her reaction, or so I thought. And then the mayor comes and gives Aunt Marge a bouquet of flowers. And then the fire trucks come, the police department comes with a bunch of other cars. Then right after the police and fire cars go by and the news is about the interview at Marge, I realized something. I never put the flap up on this camera. Photography, videography 101. So I had a blank screen the whole time I was recording. I didn't put the flap up. So that's how rusty I am from not doing an Nanticoke Newsroom in about two months. So luckily, about halfway through the parade, I whipped out my iPhone and was able to capture video doing 2 cameras at once. So again, this was just capturing audio because the damn shutter was down and I didn't realize it until the parade was over. So that's rookie photography mistake and it won't happen again. Okay. You all can laugh at my expense, rookie mistake. But here's some of the video with the closed shutter. So imagine in your head what this parade was like in the beginning, including when the mayor came and gave Aunt Marge the bouquet of flowers that I don't have video of. Aunt Marge, come over here. Come over here.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday, Marge! Love you!
There's the mayor. That's Mayor Coughlin. There's the mayor.
Happy birthday.
So after the parade, Aunt Marge was being interviewed by Newswatch 16, and obviously a video camera in her face, and she's like, "Am I going to be on TV?" And I cracked up laughing. And it's funny because I often get that question when it's me and one person on the street, me interviewing them. There's no camera anywhere around, just me and a notebook, and people go, "Am I going to be on TV?" So I don't know. I guess it's a common question when you talk to someone in the media. And obviously they're not going to be on TV when they talk to a newspaper reporter. But Aunt Marge really, really loved her video. The parade, I asked her a little bit afterwards. And this is priceless.
Oh, just smile.
What do you think of the parade?
Oh, that was a shock of my life. I can't even talk.
You deserved it. So, after that beautiful afternoon here in Nanticoke, there's nothing but thank yous that I have to shout out. Obviously first, my sister for her idea and organization of this parade, but Mayor Kevin Coughlin and the First Lady of Nanticoke, Anne Marie Coughlin, thank you for taking part in the parade and, presenting Aunt Marge with some flowers. Police Chief Mike Roque, who had a police car in the parade. When I asked him the other day if it was possible, I'll have someone there to help. Immediately responded to me, I'll have someone there to help. Fire Chief Kevin Hazelton, immediately after I texted him, "I'm sure we can, Bob, have some fire trucks." And we had 3 fire trucks in today's parade. Thank you. And a part of that was because, in the process of him approving that, Chief Hazelton retired on Friday. And now interim Chief Mark Bunkel is in charge, and I texted him yesterday to check if things were still on. He's like, "Chief Hazelton already told me we're going to be in it, and we will be there." So thank you to the Chiefs. And speaking of the retirement of Chief Hazelton, job well done, sir. There goes Jack. And just a salute for a great career, and I know you'll still be around the firehouse, and who knows, maybe even responding to calls once in a while. But big salute to Chief Hazelton. Nanticoke, we got a new councilman recently. Joe Nalepa is our new councilman. So Joe recently retired from the Pennsylvania State Police after a distinguished career. And so now he's swapping one thankless job for another. Police don't get enough credit or respect that they deserve. And sometimes council members don't either because they hardly get paid anything and to do that public service, and they have a lot of work to do for that minimal pay. So they do it because they love the place where they live. So thanks, Joe Nalepa, for taking on that responsibility. Now, obviously, there's something that has the entire town in shock. Former longtime school board member Bob Ranieri recently died suddenly, and it's so sad. I was classmates with his daughter, Gina Ranieri, class of '99, Gina Ranieri Hudson now, and so sad. The whole town's in shock. Bob was a longtime school board member, lived in Newport Township. So thoughts and prayers to the Ranieri family, and I hope this makes some people smile because it's just something that is funny when I was a kid. But I actually once dressed as Bob Ranieri for Halloween. And Bob's auto shop is like a block down the street from my house. And I have no idea why. I was like in middle school, and my friends like Adam Gorney and Rick Tennyson were always talking about Mr. Ranieri and from their Little League days and all this stuff. And I was trying to become friends with Adam and Rick. get in that clique. And so I'm like, oh, they're always talking about Mr. Ranieri. Maybe like I could pretend like I idolize him. So I was always like talking to Mr. Ranieri up, and I never even met the guy. And Gina like had no problem with it. So like one year, literally, I went to Halloween dressed as Bob Ranieri, the auto guy, for Halloween. So I hope that actually makes some people laugh. And if you think it's insensitive, then I apologize, but I think it'll make you laugh. So R.I.P. Rest in peace, Mr. Ranieri. So, like I said, this is the first ever, maybe last, NANTICOKE Newsroom and Zoo. And why do I say that? Well, here's why. So, we are filming this segment out of order. And for the people in Glen Line, that means not in a row. That means continuously, not continuously. We're doing these out of order because the stars of the show, we have a couple today, have busier things to do later than the NANTICOKE Newsroom. But your loyal co-host Jack is sitting here on set as always, and I want to introduce you to some of his friends. I told you this was the NANTICOKE Newsroom and Zoo today, the inaugural edition, because my house is now a zoo. I live in a small double block, but right now, my sister back from Australia is living with me in this small double block. So her cat Jack, who's been with me for 2 years, is here, but we brought in some friends. Her dog Gigi is here, and then the place where we found Jack in Wilkes-Barre, where she found Jack initially a couple years ago. It's a brood of cats that live in the yard, outdoor cats. And some of them get adopted. It's almost like a tradition of this house that people adopt these cats. So, we got Jack, and we brought in, we call this one Butters. It's the middle cat, about half the size of Jack. It might even be related to Jack, who knows? But it's a sweet little cat, it's very sick, it was a stray, and we're trying to find this cat a home. But it's, for now, its home is here, at my house in Nanticoke. And they've been finally getting along. This one is very sweet, but sick, like I said. And I'm gonna see if I have some treats for this baby, and then he'll stay. Now this next one's gonna be a wild card. This is, we started out calling it Mr. Gray, but guess what? It ended up being a girl. So I first was gonna call it Libby for Liberty, but I actually didn't really like the name. So I decided on Gracie. Uh-oh, here we go. And this one's the little baby. And sometimes she's sweet and sometimes she's mean. And right now she is being okay because she hisses almost all the time. It's Gracie and Jack. There's Gracie. And last but not least, the oldest of the bunch but the sweetest of the bunch, my sister's dog, Gigi! And Gigi and Jack grew up together. They're buddies. And Gigi and Gracie aren't buddies. They're starting to get along, but Gracie hisses at the dog too, so it's not just me. So that's the NANTICOKE Zoo segment, and back to the show. So, what else is going on in Nanticoke? I'm sure all of you have heard about the Powerball. Maybe not the people in Glen Line, but most people have heard about the Powerball jackpot through the Pennsylvania lottery and other lotteries of other states. The Powerball lottery. So in Nanticoke, we have what we call the Nanticoke Powerball or the Nanticoke lottery, and it has surged through the roof. The jackpot awaiting to be won by someone, and that's at the Nanticoke Fraternal Order of Eagles Club. What you do is you have to sign in the book and pay $1 once a week, and as long as you signed in that week, you have a chance to win. They pull a random number, that would be assigned to you, and if you signed in that week, you win the money. It wasn't hit for weeks, if not months, before the stupid coronavirus, COVID, happened in February, March. So it's now back in business, and it's not been hit 2 weeks in a row. And the jackpot is up to, well, whoever missed out on it last Sunday, it was $5,700 roughly. So the next one's going to be at least $6,500, maybe $7,000. So if you're a member of the Nanticoke Eagles, get down there, hit the book, sign your name and put yourself in the drawing to win that big jackpot, the Nanticoke Powerball. And honestly, if I win, I'm going to invest it in equipment to do more, better shows going forward in the Nanticoke Newsroom and all of my media endeavors going forward. So not like a vacation like a lot of you people will. No time for that. And so tomorrow is the big game, the Super Bowl. And I'm not going to give you a prediction, but this is my advice, or what I'm advising myself. I want Tom Brady to win the Super Bowl and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's a great story. He's the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and I just want to see him win again. It's awesome watching how great he is. We'll never see anything like it again in our life. So what I am advising is, if you want that to happen too, bet on the Chiefs. I'm betting on the Chiefs because I want Brady to win. So if Brady doesn't win, I win. If Brady wins, I guess I win. I don't really win tangibly, but I win. So normally this show gets closed out by a lovely young girl from California who says, "Stay safe out there."
Stay safe out there.
So I'm going to tell you today, stay safe out there. You know why? Because we need to close this show out with a salute to Aunt Marge for turning 95 in a couple days, and for the great day she had with the birthday parade. So Anna, the little girl from California, is going to end the show by saying a nice message for Aunt Marge.
Happy birthday, Margie.
Aunt Margie.
Aunt Margie.